Uh, Let me know when y'all in the room. Let me know if y'all can see this. Peace, big bitch. What up with it? Sonya Briggs, peace to you. Melissa Measure, peace to you. What's up with you, Jack? Jack, Michael Dawson, peace to you. So I saw Ringo was live. And I'm going to address him live. I'm looking like Big Bro now. That's funny. Just giving y'all some time to come in the room, man. I want to address some of the things Ringo was talking about. Peace, peace, peace. How the Queen and kids, they're amazing. Absolutely amazing. Ooh. Yeah, we gonna talk. We gonna talk. Yeah, I'm just giving y'all some time. Give y'all a little time to come on in the room. Thank you so much. Don't worry, be happy. It's 12:30. I think what is it there? 1:30? No, 11:30, ain't it? No. What time is it there? I think I'm an hour. Where? What time is it there? It's 1:30. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's 1:30. Thank you so much, Linda. Indeed, indeed. Thank you. I'm really it's really the same time. I'm really on the same time, but they don't do daylight savings here, so time doesn't go back or forward here. It stays the same. So that's why it seems like I'm an hour behind y'all, but really we're the same. That's right. Watch your surroundings at all times to make sure your family's safe. Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm gonna speak to that, okay? Ringo was doing some commentary. Now I'm hearing he was doing commentary on someone else's live. I only saw what Ringo had to say, and he was saying that, the other person was right in some things that they were saying, but um, I'm always able to eat meat and spit out the bones, regardless of who says it. I just don't want to hear the insults or the lies. And I've already heard so many lies about this already came forth, and I have a reputation. I'm real serious about it, and shit like that gets me really upset. I hate lies. So there was one person who told me that it was said that I didn't give the baggage guys a tip. I damn sure gave them a tip. My glasses only cut off when they asked for the tip. I didn't know the glasses that went off. That's why you see me always asking for light checks, because I don't know when the glasses go off. I had 65 bucks in my pocket as far as cash. I gave them $25. That's why I didn't have enough money to pay the driver, because they wanted $65. He wouldn't take the 40. So I had to go get the 65 out of the ATM, and then he still wanted the 40. I've explained this, but here's what I know. Peace to you, bro. What's up with it? Here's what I know, family. They know what's happening, and they'll lie anyway. So I think that's on video as well. I'm on live or video talking about that thing that happened at the what's her name, right? So they'll look over all this just to lie. They'll start at certain places in the video just to not show what was said before. They'll skip things to not show what was said after. All of the means to shape a narrative. It's not actually real content. If it was just calling out a flaw literally and not doing all that skipping around, I could get with it. But I would not. I refuse to sit there and listen to someone torment me with just lies. And that's why a lot of you guys have toxicity in your home. You live with someone who's actually gaslighting you. I have a beautiful position here. I don't have to listen to it. The person don't live with me. So if I listen to them, I'm the worst person in the world, and I already know that. So I just save myself some time and don't listen. Yeah, you don't have to explain nothing to these people. I'm aware, bro. Trust me. But hey, it's content, right? Everything's content. So Ringo was saying some things. I'm gonna take you back to this moment, okay? I'm carrying Samik. He's right here on me, okay? Now, what I said to my wives about being far back, I said it jokingly. I understand, and I said this right after. And I don't know why Ringo didn't see it. Maybe he didn't watch the video himself. But if he's reviewing someone else's video, they're going to skip where I clearly said, I'm kidding. My wives trust me. They know they're secure with me. If they were afraid, they'd be up here to my hip. But they trust me, okay? So this is why they're just back that far. They're laughing, they're talking, they're walking. Not a care in the world seemingly. I want them to be closer to me. So I tell the guy jokingly, Pete jokingly, that they slow their way back there. Now keep in mind, I got the baby on me, right? So at this point, none of them are carrying babies. I'm carrying Samik. So if my duty is to protect, they all know that we're there to listen to Pete. Pete's guiding us around the city. He's telling me the ins and outs. I would like for them to be standing by my side, because we're all adults here. My duty is to protect, but we are all adults here. And when you are a protector, you need the people you are protecting to make it easy on you. Be close to you so you can protect. Don't wander off. Don't be standing far from me, because if you're standing far from me and some dude try you, now you're going to want me to be closer to you, right? You're going to want me to be mad and say something to the guy, but why weren't you standing next to me, right? So to me, here's how I see it. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm walking with Pete. He's giving me the do's and don'ts, the dilly-dallies about the damn neighborhood, right? This is where this is. I'm listening because it's important that I protect them and know this information. Why come all the way out here if I'm not going to listen to it, right? So I'm keeping up with Pete. I expect my wives and family to keep up with me. I'm carrying Samik. So when I look back, they're way back there. I'm thinking, if I'm moving too fast, they should tell me, not be that far behind me. You understand? What is it to put some pep in your step? And if I'm moving that fast where you can't keep up, call my name. This makes it easier on me, right? I am a protector, but I don't have eyes in the back of my head, and I'm not perfect. So you have to help your protector. You have to. Stay close to him. Don't make it difficult. Your bodyguard will tell you this, family. If you hire a bodyguard, they will tell you what to do, because part of that is protecting you. Stay with me, man. Keep up with me. Do you understand? When this happens, you come close to me, right? So if you see a street up ahead that you have to cross, I expect my family to catch up with me so there's no issue crossing the street or yell at me, hey, Kev, wait for us. That way I know because I'm constantly listening to this guy too. So you don't really want me to, if you really want me to take in all this information, make it easy on me. You don't want me trying to hear him, watch y'all, because we're all grown here. Really, let's be honest now. We're all grown. And I love my position to protect my family. But we are all grown. And if we all act like adults, we protect each other. Do you understand? So I don't feel safe if I have to do all these things, right? So, um, or I don't feel like I can protect them if I can't do all these things. Now, anyway, like I said, I was kind of kidding, but the truth is said in jest. I would like for them to be closer to me in that moment. I would have. But at the same time, consider all of the options, Ringo. If it's you, you're carrying your child, you have your wives or wife and children and stuff with you. You wouldn't turn around and say, hey man, y'all keep up with me. Y'all see me walking ahead. Now, I can't see y'all, but y'all see me. Stay close to the brother. Stay close to me. Because y'all should be hearing Pete too. Right? I could forget. I could lose something. So it's important that we all stay close to Pete or you're walking through this neighborhood. And you might say, well, slow down for your wives and make Pete slow down. If they had asked me to slow down, I would. I didn't know. That's why I'm saying there's a line of communication break there. But keep in mind, Pete's moving through the neighborhood. I want to move through that neighborhood with him. I don't want to be out there walking all slow. So be in and out like a straw hat. Breeze through. Be in and out like a straw hat. Breeze through. Y'all get that later. So I am aware that, you know, this is not the safest place, but you have to consider it's broad daylight when I'm walking with Pete. Okay, unless you're thinking that they're ready to just come out and grab us in public. Um, when you see people get caught up, they're being tricked. A lot of these men that's out here getting caught up, they're being tricked. They're chasing women, to be honest with you, or they've married a woman from out here. Okay, and when I tell you guys, they said a certain amount of people. I think they said 8 guys have gone missing in Colombia or lost their lives. More than that have been gone in New York just last week off of setups through women the same way, guys. I'm dead ass serious. People get kidnapped everywhere. So you should be on high alert everywhere you go, don't get me wrong. But understand these things happen everywhere, right? So you should be on high alert everywhere. That being said, Ringo spoke about Mayana walking off. Thank you so much, don't worry, be happy. Ringo spoke about Mayana walking up the aisle a bit, right? And I guess they lost sight of her. Now, again, at that moment, I'm speaking with Pete. I would expect my family, her mother, to make sure that they keep track of her, right? Now, they did panic when they saw that she got away. They should have panicked. Them screaming her name, I didn't think they should have screamed the name, right? You don't want to draw that type of attention. So I just said, listen, I'll get her, right? So I want to lower that down. I don't like causing a lot of attention like that. So I said, I'll get her because they're screaming for her. And in that moment, they got it. Now, there's commentary being given on this moment, right? Well, you should watch her and make sure she's safe. Hey, the universe is the greatest teacher. Because that right there was God or the universe saying, watch her and make sure she's safe because she will walk off from you. You can't just think she's going to stay beside you. So now guess what my daughter does? Reaches down to check on her every few minutes. Holds her hand the entire time. In fact, Mayana holds my hand and her hand. She walks with both of us. Mayana's 4 years old. Her daddy is 6'7". She's just very tall. She got ahead of herself. She walked down the way, and that was a wake-up call. But again, if anybody has had children and they didn't walk off in a store, raise your hand. It happens, family. And if this was the same Walmart in America, if it was Walmart in Forest City where I'm from, it's still possible to be kidnapped. They taught us about stranger danger even back then, family, because it's a real thing. You understand? But again, you're in a convenience store. I mean, you're still in broad daylight. She just walked off. So if it's being said they almost lost their granddaughter, you know you're being facetious, right? You're doing too much there. Is it a moment that highlights, hey, you should be paying attention? Absolutely. But keep in mind, this is just to This is kind of like saying, like, these guys are just waiting on the outside to grab you. Ain't no cops or nothing. Like, they still have to catch us slipping. Do you understand? Coffee cup. So you lost your child, okay? And they probably walk off, right? And it doesn't matter if they're autistic or not. Children are going to be children. So you as an adult have to watch them, right? So even when I said to Janae, hey, make sure you grab her hand. Look, I didn't have to say it. She already had her. She got it. That fear, that yell you heard, they felt it in that moment. You understand? So I get it. Ringo and I guess others are doing commentary saying, hey, this moment right here, but it's for content because we get it. But that being said, I received the advice because she did walk off. She did. But saying I didn't tip a driver, saying that I don't know Pete. I've known Pete for 3 damn years, yo. There's content of me and Pete up. It's 3 years old. We can't make that part up. So even on the video, on the live, me and Pete talked about the content that we've done together, on how he told me 3 years ago that I should come to Colombia instead of Costa Rica because I was considering Costa Rica. He's like, man, you should come. I think it's on that video. He said, you should come to Colombia, man. This was 3 years ago. I've known Pete and done content and talked with Pete for 3 years now. The only reason Pete wasn't available during the when I arrived on site, Pete was actually visiting his mother in Bogota. So Pete's flight was late getting him back. He expected to be back in Medellin by, I think 1 hour before me. But he didn't. He got there after me. So Pete wasn't available for me to call him. So when you guys see me scrambling through my phone, I'm trying to get in touch with the Airbnb person to make sure she gives me the key to get in because I ain't trying to be stuck outside. I don't even know where I'm going. I already got a place that I got scammed for. So now I'm trying to make sure we get to where we're going and we get in this place. As soon as we get there, no ifs, ands, or buts. And she wasn't, I don't know why in the world she wasn't messaging me back. She ended up saying that she was on the road. But yeah, I was nervous as hell. Because you know Airbnb, it says they can take 24 hours to respond. So when I was in the Airbnb, when I was in the airport, I actually bought 2 properties. 2. Peace to you, peace to you. Indeed, corporate. Now again, the haters can talk. I ain't responding to no hater. I'm talking to Ringo though. Ringo's not a hater. He delivers his information with intelligence. He's not malicious at all. I respect the brother. So if he's saying something, I'm going to listen because I value his opinion. And if it's correct, I'll receive it. And if it's not correct, I'll still consider it, knowing that it came from a good place and an intelligent place. You know what I mean? But if he watches this video, I'd like to hear his thoughts on it. You're carrying the baby. Your wives could keep up with you, or they could tell you so you could slow down. You look back, you wouldn't say, hey, y'all get closer to me. Why are y'all so far back? I'm carrying the baby. It should be easy for you. Get on up here. To me, that makes sense. I guess, Ringo, you're saying you would have just said, oh, okay, I guess that's my fault for getting so ahead of my wives. Like, so I should just slow down and walk their pace and don't make sure I don't get too far ahead of them, or it's my fault. Is that what you think, Ringo? If that's what you think, just I'll try to understand where you're coming from. But I believe all parties work together. If I'm going to put my life on the line for you, if you're in danger, you should stay by my side. You should get close to me. And if I am moving too fast, tell me, hey, slow down for me. That way Pete would have known to slow down. You see? So maybe I think you said you wouldn't have joked like that with your friend. You wouldn't have said, hey man, why they so far back there? I joke like that because he got a wife too. And it happens. It's natural. I think every man in the world has had to look back and say, baby, why you walking so slow? And she'd be like, you walking too fast. Our strides are bigger, their strides are smaller. It's happened. And men talk. Women talk. So they're back there behind me. They can hear me. I didn't whisper this. So I can guarantee you, even they know I'm jokingly saying this. They don't care. They're just going to be way back there. We're in Walmart, guys. Walmart, coming up an escalator. We're not actually in a place where someone going to grab them because they're too far behind me. I want y'all to really slow down and listen to this, okay? There are people that don't like me, okay? They love to hate me, okay? because honestly, my connections to my brother. They don't like my brother. They have to hate me too. It's how you do it. If they did like me, it hurt their money. So if they're talking about me, it's going to be negative. I know this. So you think I think this person would watch us in Walmart and say, okay, it is Walmart, or would say he does have a point. They could keep up with the guy. He is carrying the baby too. He is trying to hear Pete and get a good view of the surroundings and understand what's going on. They could at least try to keep up with the brother. They're back there like as if this ain't going on. No, it's Kevin's fault. It's gonna be Kevin didn't tip those people. It's gonna be Kevin's an asshole. Kevin's a bad parent. Kevin is a bad husband. Did you see Kevin get in that car? That man asked me to get in the car and he was loading them up at the same time. Was there a hiccup and a little delay between getting them in? Yeah, they had to sort it out. And in hindsight, you can look at a video like that and say, okay, I'm gonna stay out the car next time. But it doesn't make me a bad parent, a bad husband, and all this careless shit and a non-tipper and all of this. No, that person doesn't like me. And if that was her son, she wouldn't say all of that. I mean, let's be real. Wasn't he behind on child support one time? I ain't never been behind on child support. I never had to have nobody take me for child support at all. Not saying that if you got taken there, that it was fair, because people do shit maliciously too. They'll take somebody to court who they know take care of their children and does not have to be forced to do so. But I'm there. So her son has some child support shit. And that's not to say he's a bad person. Sometimes shit get hard. Things get tough. Maybe he couldn't pay it. But I bet she ain't gonna make no video saying he's trash. But if I had child support owed to someone, she would say I was trash. I know this. So why would I listen to a person like that? Ringo's not like that. Ringo try to keep it a buck. If he's giving an opinion, I believe he believes that wholeheartedly. I don't believe he's trying to dump on my brand or ruin my name or skew what I'm doing. For instance, I keep saying Pete's going to be in my book, a person who you guys can get coaching from to get to Medellin, right? Do I think that Ringo would say, I don't trust Pete to try and hurt my business or Pete's future as far as being in coaching? No. I think Ringo has his own reserves for whatever reason. Like he said, he's from New York. So I know people from New York. I know people from LA. My brothers are from LA. They have a different paradigm. They look over their shoulder a lot and they assume the worst a lot. You know why? They're a product of their environment. And where they lived, they had to be privy to all that shit. I'm a country boy. I grew up in a very small town. I didn't grow up in the city. So he would actually have a lot more up here than me when it comes to things you can go through in areas like that. I to give you a story. My brother, right? My oldest brother, he moved to Forest City from LA, right? And he had bought this blue Cadillac, threw some rims on it, car looked cold. He's driving down the road, I'm riding with him, and somebody's looking at his car. I know the guy from school that's looking at his car. Now, we're out of school, but I knew him because I went to school with the guy. And he's just looking at the car, admiring the vehicle. My brother looked at him and said, yo, what the fuck you looking at? I said, yo, bro, chill, he cool. Nah, nigga. So, why are you tripping? He just looking at your car. I'm goofy. I'm just laughing. I'm goofy. Guess what he said? Bro, where I'm from, if somebody's staring at your whip, they plotting. And you need to check them so they know you don't play that shit. Never heard of that in my damn life. So does that mean that the guy had negative intentions though? Not at all. So, hey, Ringo has said this. Even if you did know the guy, it doesn't mean he won't switch up on you. That part is true. I know that for a fact. Okay? I know that for a fact. They'll switch up on you in a heartbeat and you'll be confused as fuck about what the hell going on. They'll lie on you, everything. That's a fact. I've seen it myself firsthand. So I can't make any promises that, that nothing will go wrong. You never can, and that's why you have to protect yourself. Trust, honestly, is irrelevant. You don't need it. You actually just need to be careful and be wise, because anybody can screw you at any time. Remember the guy who one of the Passport brothers, wasn't his wife caught up in him getting hurt? And in America, people who've been married a long time end up being a death for each other. Listen, man. Wives poison husbands. Husbands end the lives of their wives. Anything can happen. So you got to be careful, right? But I known Pete for 3 years. That doesn't mean that I know what Pete will do. It doesn't mean I know who his friends are. But again, Ringo, you know these things can happen anywhere, anywhere. And that's not to say don't take it, don't be on alert. You should be on alert. But the way it's being spun is, well, it happened in Colombia though, Kevin. So it's worse, right? Yeah, so Mayana walking ahead of you in Colombia is worse. No, it's bad everywhere because if you look at the probability of being kidnapped, it's bad everywhere, family, everywhere. But broad day in Walmart when she's only seconds away from you, her screams can be heard. Not likely, but you should feel, you know, if you see this happening, you should feel like this is something to address, okay? And it will stir you up. Just today, my daughter and Mayana were looking in the store, and they went around a shelf where I couldn't see them. And I told my daughter, even you got to stay with me. Even you do. I know you grown, but even you do. They still grown people here, and I got to stay with y'all. They still grown men here. But that's not to say they don't do this in the States too. They do. So if you guys see my granddaughter walk off while I'm talking to Pete and she's with 3 other women, I'm the bad parent. If you see me walking ahead and look back and notice my family is about 10 feet away from me, and that's too far from my concern. That's too far from me. Now, if I didn't say a word, I don't think anybody would even be saying, man, your family's too far back. I called my family out. I said, listen, y'all need to be closer to me. So if anyone's watching that happen, the husband is clearly noticing that his family is too far away and he's telling them to come closer. So a person who wasn't hating me would say, I can appreciate Kevin looking back and notice this discrepancy and trying to clear that up and having them come up close to him because his wives and children, they're back there and they're not being aware enough. They're too trusting. And it's just because they trust Kevin doesn't mean that anything won't happen. So they need to stay close to their protector. Any person who's using logic would say, hey, Kevin has a point telling them to come closer to him because he was ahead of them trying to hear Pete and he's carrying Samik. See, Lacey has the strap off because he was getting too heavy for her. So I took over for Samik. He was too hot. He was pulling towards his chest too much, her chest too much, so he was getting hot in there. And so her carrying him in her arms is too much for her arms to be carrying him over a long period of time. So I took him on the knee. Okay? Personally, I prefer her to hold Samik in public because I can't fight with Samik on my chest. I'm more vulnerable carrying Samik on my chest than I am with her carrying him on her chest. With him on her chest, I can fight full strength. With him on my chest, I have to protect. I can't move like that. So I'm carrying him because he's too hot. So we already had to make a audible. So if I'm walking in Pete saying that's Walmart, I have to look back and say, hey y'all, that's Walmart, because they're not even close enough to hear it. Pete should only have to say this one time. But listen, the commentary is just going to be, Kevin's a bad person. Kevin should have done something different there. I get it. If I would have lost my family in that moment, it don't matter whose fault it would have been. I would have been fucked up. I'd have been miserable. And I would have already been dead because I'd die behind mine. Do y'all feel me? But if you look at this situation as a whole, you would say, hey, they got to stay closer to him. Come on now, help him out. You see, he's trying to get information from Pete. He's trying to relay that back to y'all because y'all not close enough to him. They're not walking that fast. They kind of like meandering. It's not like they on a full sprint. And if they're moving too fast, y'all let them know. When I look back, I didn't snap on them. I said, y'all get closer to me. I'm even saying it jokingly, right? So Ringo, I'm even saying it jokingly, brother. You don't think I have a point? I'm carrying Samik. They are unhanded. They don't have anything. Lacey has a couple of items. No, I think that's a moment that, just like I have to have a conversation with Mayana, I have to have a conversation with my family as well on how to better help me protect them, better help me serve them. Do you understand? I'm serving them. Does this make sense? Ladies, do you not understand that there's a duty to your side of actually being protected? Do you understand that? You have eyes. You're supposed to be looking around better than me. You're supposed to tell me if you see something. So if they're back there just laughing, chilling, and they're not looking around, are they really helping me protect them? Really think about this, guys. If my wives are looking around, paying attention to their surroundings as well, and they see men looking like they plotting, they can say, "Hey, Kev, come here." But if they're not paying attention, it's because they're too trusting of me. They feel safe. Just like I told Pete, I'm kidding, but I know they're doing that because they feel safe. Because what I said was they don't care. Now, truth is, I wanted them close to me. The joke was saying that they didn't care. I know they care. But the truth was they felt safe, so they're just chilling. To them, it's chilling, as if all these risks are not a factor. Do you understand? They with their man, they're with their daddy, someone that they actually trust. And believe it or not, when you do show yourself and prove yourself to be there for your family, they see you as a superhero. They believe I can be 10 men. And so my conversation with them is, even though y'all believe that, it's not likely. It's not likely. Come on, Kevin, you can do it. Listen, help me protect y'all, okay? Stay close to me. Let me know if you see something that I may miss. I only got 2 eyes. Those glasses can't actually see. They're just recording anything that's in front of it, but they don't see it. That the glasses ain't gonna tell me something weird is happening. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't think Ringo's worried, but I think Ringo is genuinely giving some concern. He said he saw a video, and some of the things that they were saying, he believed that they had a point, so he wanted to come give them to me. And I appreciate him doing that, because it would have never reached me otherwise. And I'm not upset about it at all. Like I said, I receive information that's helpful to me. A hater, my worst enemy, can tell me something to hate on me, to shun me, or whatever. But if it's valuable information, I'm gonna take heed. I used to box, y'all. Your enemy teach you your best lessons. Who's better to teach you that you don't keep your hands up than your enemy? Because he gonna bust you in your mouth, and you better learn, right? So always take heed to what somebody is saying, because there could be some truth to it no matter what. But just don't lie. Don't skew the truth. And like I said, I promise you I haven't given it a listen. I haven't. But I've heard that they said, I did not tip that driver. I've heard that when people told them that I did tip the guy $40, they said, did you see him do it? My thought would be, did you see him not tip the driver? You only saw the camera turn off. You didn't see me close the door and drive off and leave them standing there at all. You saw them ask for a tip. You really think I would say no? They said, well, Kevin, have you ever been anywhere? Because you didn't know that they required a tip. I've been plenty of places, but I've never had baggage claim help me the way they did. I've always got my own shit and gotten through there. So I'm in a different country when this is happening. So obviously, I'm thinking they're trying to help me out. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't tip them, but no, I didn't know. Especially with everything that was going on in my mind, getting held up in customs over address, not being able to get in touch with the apartment guy, trying to book an Airbnb. And when I booked the Airbnb, the person didn't respond for a whole another about 30, 40 minutes. They never got back. So I canceled that Airbnb and then had to order another because I wanted someone who would respond immediately. So I got someone who responded, gave me the property, because it has to go through and be approved. And when I got it, I gave the guy the address. The Airbnb person told me the directions to get there, gave me the Wi-Fi code, gave me everything except for the door code. When you pressed it, it wouldn't even reveal it. It just like you pressing nothing. And I'm talking the whole way back to this place, they wasn't answering the phone. I called Airbnb. Airbnb tried to call them. They didn't answer the phone. So I'm thinking I done got hoodooed again, because it seemed like at first it was like, welcome to the new place and all this type of stuff. And then when I noticed that the code wasn't there, it's like they stopped responding. But they hit me back up and said, oh, I'm sorry for the delay. I was on the road. I don't look at my phone when I'm driving. I said, okay. Um, if anybody think that person was setting me up, I've already stayed at that property and left, and they didn't do anything to me. Okay. And this is why I say, get you a property through a reputable source like Airbnb or a hotel in Colombia, because I have lost money. So I'm learning things the hard way. Um, and the universe is the greatest teacher. And you got to be appreciative of all of it. You said this right here though, and I don't disagree. Um, when he said about the gym being 30 bucks, I said, oh, that's nothing. You're saying that could make me look like I'm saying that I have a lot of money, and that someone would say, oh, he said $30 is nothing, so we got to rob him. Or he's saying $30 is nothing, so he's slipping, or he trying to flex. No, I wasn't saying it for that reason. But it can come off like that. I have to understand that. So I can understand that. I will definitely do that. You know, uh, you know what I mean. That was good that you said. Okay, damn, I was expecting it to be 20, 30 bucks. Damn, you said 60, but it was 30. Um, and he said if he personal trains you, I think it's 60. And I said we charge 100 an hour for that back in the States. So of course, and please understand this. What's happening in that moment, it isn't me flexing. It isn't me trying to show off about $30 being easy to pay. I'm broadcasting to people in America. I'm not a Colombian person. I'm still an American, and I'm broadcasting to Americans. Okay, and so when I say $30, I'm saying that's nothing. I'm talking to people who are in America. Now, can people inside that gym and Pete hear me say that and say I'm gonna plot on him? Absolutely. But I want you to understand, uh, this is not me just telling someone, hey, I got a studio up in the crib. Speaking of studio in the crib, you said you had a studio in the projects, right? So you not telling people that you didn't have a studio didn't really protect you, because you have a studio and you're broadcasting it to the world. So you don't have to tell the people in your neighborhood in the projects that you have a studio, right? So if I were to look back at that moment, Ringo, I could say, you a dummy. You doing bullshit. You raised in New York. You know how it is. You're gonna broadcast your dope ass, because you always had a dope ass studio. You're gonna broadcast from your dope ass studio while living in the projects. Man, are you trying to be set up? That's like watching your big screen with the damn screen door open. It's worse because you letting the world know you got all of this. Now, anybody can look back at the past like that and say, ah, you crazy. But you've already learned that lesson. You said, I've learned a lot from this situation, right? So think about this. My granddaughter walked ahead. You don't think I already learned about that? Now, maybe your commentary is not just talking to me, it's addressing other people, and also you putting your intelligence out there. I do the same thing, you know. But I find it, I respect you, brother, but I find it weird if you know I'm in your comments and you won't speak to me. Um, I think it can make for better content to hear you and I actually discuss these things. Um, it seems disingenuous. It's like I want to get out what I'm going to say, so I'm not going to read what you say because I'm sitting here trying to tell you I know Pete. You could have said, okay, so you know Pete, and responded. So it just seems a little weird. If I'm talking about you or anything like that, I know I'm getting money and content off of you. So if you come and comment, I look at that like you showing me love. I'm bringing more people to you because if you notice, your page jumped when I started commenting because people are saying, Kevin's over there, he's in Ringo's chat. And you just ignore me, bruh. No big deal, but just seems a little disingenuous, man. So I don't know why you would do that necessarily, you know what I mean? But you got your reasons. You said you feel like it'll throw you off your commentary, but I think it would give you insight because you got the person there front and center to get the information from. You see what I'm saying? You're not even speculating. You got the person right there. You can get what they were thinking. You could give me solid advice. You could even bring me up on your platform and give me the advice. That could be content that you could post up forever, bro. Me and you sitting together and you giving me advice on some moves I've been making based on you being from New York, where you've been from, man to man. You educate me on these types of things. But instead, you just You didn't see me commenting, right? You started saying, I don't read comments. Say he wanted to sun me. Nah, I think he wanted to actually get his content off. But like I said, it could have been a lot better if you could have acknowledged I was there. You said people told you I was there, so it could have been okay, Kevin, you in the building. You want to talk about it? Because I know you're giving your content with no malice, so I would be willing to talk with you. And I'm willing to talk to anybody, even if they are being malicious, because I know my heart. Some people are obsessed with my life, not Ringo though. Ringo's got his own life. Some people don't have a life. Ringo got his own life, man. Ringo's not one of those guys. Ringo's actually more. Ringo's actually a weirdo. I'm a weirdo, but he's weirder than me. Okay. Ringo done been through some shit. You can tell. He's very isolated. He don't get close to people. I've never actually spoken with Ringo, other than on a chat and in an inbox. That was a year ago. Ringo messaged me to say, hey man, after seeing what's going on with your brother, I ain't never gonna bother him. I think I said something else to Ringo after that. He never responded back. Ringo is right. He don't talk to people. He doesn't trust anybody. He don't want no friends, none of that. Ringo's very weird. And maybe he has his reasons for being that way. Maybe he feels safer that way. I need to be weirder myself. I can't say he don't have a right to be. Thank you so much, Martina. You never know what people done went through and made them that way, but you got to respect whatever it is. So he definitely seems like he has a wall up. The wall of Jericho's around that man. And there are a lot of risks with being a content creator too. I've seen it. People that get close to you and then try to shit on your reputation. Come on, don't be pausing. Yeah, weird is good. I'm not saying weird to be a negative. I'm saying understand this. If I message Ringo and I know I've never done anything wrong to him and he just ignores it, that's a little weird. Now, does he have his reasons for being weird? Absolutely. But to the person who messaged you and you just ignored it, that's weird. Like, damn, bro. I don't mean you no harm. Like, but I just don't trust people. I get it. Me either. But damn, nobody, bro. You gonna be an island to yourself? Come on now. Yeah, Pimo. I went live. I want to chat back with Ringo about some of the things that he was saying. I didn't catch the whole live. I only started listening when people told me that he was talking about me. I guess responding to some of the things that was being said about me online, and he didn't have any malice. Like I said, I have a ton of respect for Ringo. I have respect for any person who shows me respect in return, and I'm definitely going to take the advice that I believe serves me most definitely. I mean, an idiot would recognize that Mayana had walked off too far. I mean, you heard the women go, Mayana. That tells you that they knew something was wrong, right? Me telling them to get closer to me lets you know that I didn't like them being that far from me. So that while this picture's being painted that I'm aloof, right? He's aloof, he's moving reckless. I'm the one telling my wives to get closer to me, saying, listen, I gotta protect y'all. I mean, what you want me to do? Snap at them? Yo, get close to me. I'm gonna laugh it off and say it in a kind of way because I don't want to disrespect them. I mean, it's my job to also honor them. So I'm gonna jokingly talk about it and say it, but it's gonna be some truth said in jest. Oh, I know 100%, but Ringo's not. I don't believe that's Ringo at all. That's why I'm responding. Because if I would know if I responded to Ringo, it wouldn't do nothing. If he was jealous, it wouldn't do nothing but make him spiral out and come up with a bunch of lies and like people always do. But that I can see, you can tell Ringo's not like that. He's not drama filled. He's not toxic. And I have seen people lie on him online. I've seen women try to turn on him online. So I can take his advice because I know that he's experienced. He's seen some shit. So if I'm looking at that video, would I agree that hey, your wives are too far from you, or you're too far from your wives, however y'all want to look at it, I would agree. I'm there in real time and look back and say, hey, I want y'all to get closer to me. Nobody noticed that part. So to me, Ringo, man, watch the video yourself, brother, because you kept saying you didn't watch it for yourself. You only watched that commentary, so you came forth to say it. Watch it for yourself, brother, because you're following up someone who's aiming to just call anything out that they can. Just watch it for yourself as a man, as a leader of your own family, because we both have families to lead, okay? And while you may feel like I said too much about the 30 bucks on the gym or in whatever situation, notice I look back and notice my family was too far back and say, hey, y'all get closer to me, right? Now, you might say, well, that's not the way to do it. Then, listen, you might agree. You might say that's not the way to do it, right? I sure will, corporate thuggin', Mika. You might say that's not the way to do it, right? But you can't say I didn't recognize my family wasn't close to me, bro. So I could look back and say, yo, what the fuck y'all been doing so far back? Man, get y'all ass up here. What y'all doing? He's an asshole, but he know, like, let's just say Janae would have said, Mariana, bring your ass back here now. And what if she went up there and whooped in Walmart in the damn Exito in front of everybody, right? Beat her ass. Black, 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 black. Don't you ever run off in the store again like my grandma would have done me, right? She'd have been mean about it, but you would have said, no, she's addressing a real issue. So I look back, I said, hey, y'all get closer to me now. Y'all too far back. What y'all doing? I'm trying to protect y'all. Y'all got to make it easier on me. That wasn't all some real shit, Ringo. Come on, bro. So it's like y'all watching it, pretending I'm aloof, when I'm clearly saying, y'all get closer to me. And then somebody said, well, he had to explain to you to take off your chain. I'm not from there. The chain is cheap. My son bought me that chain. That chain was like, I think he said it was 50 bucks. He got it online for me. I wear that chain all the time because my son got it for me. It's a Father's Day chain. It's Piccolo. He knows I like Dragon Ball Z. We all like Dragon Ball Z. He bought me the Piccolo chain. It is not a real chain. That doesn't mean that nobody will see it and won't think it's real. So I just left El Poblado, and a guy said, hey, make sure you take your chain off around here. That's dope for him to tell me that. But it would take someone who's trying to find flaw to say, see, Kevin's an idiot. Why does someone even need to have to blah, blah, blah? Because they do. Because I'm not from there. So when someone's not from somewhere, they explain things. What it do, Half Hawk? And that's not a necklace I take off and put back on. I leave it on. So he should have told me to take it off. But one thing don't mean the other. Him telling me to take my chain off don't mean I'm a dumbass. Do you understand? So you can always see when someone is just trying to. It's silly, man. So if people had content where it would be like, let me call out what I see, but I'm also going to see the good. I'm also going to be non-biased. I'm also going to call it, because it's just, if my own son did, I'm going to call it like my own son did it. I can respect it because it's each one teach one. But we know this content is intended to bash. So, Ringo, consider that, man. You said she would bash them. She'd be up there running them through the mud, right? Okay, so then consider that she's always going to see it in the worst way. Even when they came in your comment and said, that's Kevin supporters bashing you. Why would my supporters bash you? And then why would you think that that's on me if they do? I don't have no control over these people. And you might say that's a cop-out. Dude, if I don't even know you're live, right? And by the time I come into the chat, you're already saying, because that's when I came in, if Kevin's people, something like that, if Kevin's people are over here doing that, then Kevin needs to get control of his people or whatever the case may be. That's like to suggest that a content creator actually has a right to address people and tell them what to do. They make content for people to enjoy. So you can tell your platform what to do. Grown ass people, and they do it because they're just listening to you. I would never think that, bro. I would never think that my supporters or people who follow my page would be somebody that I could confront. Be like, don't y'all say nothing smart to Ringo. Don't y'all be on this. Dude, it's just YouTube, bro. I don't take it that seriously. I would never dream of that. So you're saying if let's say your supporters came into my chat right now saying, keep Ringo name out your mouth. He's 10 times better than you. Blah, 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 right? I should be like, damn, Ringo don't got control of his people. Ringo need to. That ain't you at all. These people are from wherever they are in the world. They just watch you, bro. You ain't got no damn. There's no accountability on you for their actions at all, bro. I would never say Ringo needs to make a video and address his people because they was in my comments. These people, man, no. At the moment they addressing me and being disrespectful for you, that's who they are in their way. Come on, bro. Why in the world would you think that that somehow on me if they're supporters of mine was in your chat talking junk? That's no effect. That's nothing to do with what I do. Well, Kevin must be a asshole then if his supporters would go all out for him. No, that's not true. Some content creators are very nice and kind people and have the most malicious followings because they go hard behind those people and they don't have much character. The people that's listening to that person have way less character than the actual content creator. So yeah, they'll do some of the worst shit behind that content creator and call it protecting them. That you can't put that on the content creator. So let's just say, I think you make music, right? I make music too. Let's say you got a bunch of fans, right? Are you responsible for what your fans do, Ringo? I mean, they fans of other people too, right? So should I assume that people who support me don't watch and support anybody else? And should I assume that if they will listen to what I say in my direction and because they support me, that they listen to everybody they support? That would mean getting on YouTube makes you a slave. Subscribing to somebody's channel makes you a slave. Because now you got to listen to them. You got to address bullshit like they want you to address it. You got to, come. I would not waste my time thinking I can tell somebody, don't go in Ringo's chat and talk to him in some way that I don't agree with. Bro. But you know those are not my supporters attacking you though. And I know you know that. You see how much these people lie. Ringo, you see how much these people lie. Think about this. You spoke up about my family situation. You said, actually you said everybody's wrong, right? I don't know why I was wrong, but everybody's wrong. You said something about me making content and getting paid off of it. I showed you I wasn't getting paid off of it, right? Okay. You didn't talk junk about the family, but you said everybody's wrong in the matter. It's a public thing. It should be handled on the back end. Okay, cool. Nobody bashed you then, but they bashed you for not saying something worse about me, right? Kevin's friends with him. Are we friends, bruh? Do we talk? But what did they say? And these are the same people who are in your live, bro. Then they went live for days after that to target you. Take everything that you said and flip it up. This dude had content creators in his what's her name that then tried to call him gay. Then tried to say that he's a misogynist, a narcissist. Now they back in his chat like, oh, I appreciate your content today, Ringo. That was good today. Come on, bro. Yeah, I got a male stalker, which is some ridiculous shit. I'm just rapping Cray, Mississippi, a little bit of nothing, man. Let's put our heads together here, okay? Is it bad that Mayana walked off or bad that she walked off in Colombia? Because if you're saying in Colombia, that's to assume that you guys think that it can't happen in America. Now, all my stalkers ain't male corporate thugging. One of them is a girl named Sheena, who literally had a baby probably a month before she flew to see me. Probably 1 month, because when she got there, the baby bump was still showing. It was very unattractive. She left her baby with somebody. The baby wasn't nothing but a month old. She came all the way to Atlanta to come see me. And she trying to tell me how to do about protecting my own kids. Why would I listen to what she say? She came to a mansion that she don't even know nobody who own it. Did shrooms with me in the mansion. I'm a complete stranger. She only met me online. Anything could have happened to her. She left her baby with somebody in Atlanta. She ain't from here. I'm talking about a damn newborn. And she got here still looking like she was 3 months pregnant. Wondering why somebody didn't want to put it down on her. I even had to apologize later for not putting it down on her. And she tried to act like I was a thirsty one. Why am I apologizing to you for not giving you the business, man? I'm apologizing to you. You turned me off. You looked bad that day. Very pretty girl before that on her pictures and stuff, but she came fresh after popping a baby out, bruh. They delivered the baby and she just came straight to the damn house. Yeah, I was gonna go in on her because she keep running her mouth about me. She showed up on my live the other day, on my video the other day. Lacey had put something in the comments. This girl gonna pop up on Lacey's comment, trying to confront Lacey about what she said about me. That girl is super weird, super duper weird. And the way she tried to spin it was like she came out there and nothing at all happened. That girl lying. Something happened, I was just on gummy worm. That's what I was apologizing for. You guys see the whole message, right? So how could she sit there and tell you there ain't nothing happened? That she wasn't pressed? Man, come on now. It's been 6 years and she's still talking about me and trying to see what I'm up to and trying to commentary on my life, bruh. Come on, let's be real. Come on, people. Now, Pimo, I showed those messages months ago whenever she was trying to follow behind and be in all these different chats bashing me. I exposed her a couple months ago. All she did is got up there and lie and say Lacey used to beg for money. Just got up there and started lying. Knowing she ain't got one video of Lacey asking somebody for money. Should we be hearing this? Life happens, man. Stalkers happen. That's why Ringo don't trust people. You let somebody close to you, they want everybody to know they got close to you, but you ain't shit. Y'all know good and well women don't go around talking about men that ain't shit. They don't want nobody to even know about them. Believe me, I know.
Karen, we'd like to know if you'd consider consulting on the show.
Oh, okay.
Of course. That's it.
Mm-hmm. I bring extra blanket in a little bit. Hey, man, it happens, man. Come on now, be honest with me. Mika, corporate thug and Mika, cousin, tell me something. Do women broadcast men that were terrible, that they don't like, there's nothing to brag about? Do women broadcast, or do they keep it on the hush? They don't want nobody to know they ever was near that guy, right? Do they go online to say they was with this guy and came to see him? And come on, man. They rather say, I don't know that mother. That ain't never happened. She said she wasn't impressed, but she drove 2 hours to come see me now. Hit me up like, I'm coming to Atlanta. I mean, come on, man. So I just want people to understand that what you're seeing is simply malicious activity. And I don't want Ringo falling into that, man. And it's easy for it to happen because I can already see him following it up. They're saying that's Kevin's supporters. And he's already saying, well, if Kevin's supporters would be doing that, and what they'll do, Ringo, they'll clip that video and try and really portray it like my supporters was in there bothering you. And then you had to, school me about how to manage my supporters, right? Kevin, you big pressure, you got folks memorized. Mika said no, absolutely. Ain't no woman gonna sit out here and be sitting here talking about some guy that she don't want nobody knowing she dealt with, like he ain't shit. I promise you, when this happens, it's because they can't replace you. I promise you. Because I know if I had a baddie, somebody who I thought was the baddest girl ever, if I ain't got nobody as bad as her yet, I'm still gonna be like, damn, that's how it go. I promise you. They can't get over it. And What happens is every guy they meet pales in comparison, and they get mad at you because they can't replace you. When really you shouldn't look at it like that. You're stuck in the mix because nobody better than nobody. But I've seen it. I've seen it a million times. Women get caught up with one guy. They really like this guy, and then whatever happens, it don't work out. And now these other guys don't meet the standards of that last guy. You understand? And now they mad. They mad because they want that guy. And typically, women are able to just forget about a guy and move on. And women typically move on without remembering a guy. They totally forget this dude. But when he was big pressure, it's really difficult for them to move on like that. It ain't annoying. It just is what it is. Because like I said, I made my mind up. Because I haven't listened to the bashers though, so I'm actually just responding to Ringo. I am releasing a book with Pete in it, so I do want Ringo to know I know Pete, man. Okay, so I'm not telling the world to reach out to Pete and Pete gonna set them up potentially. No way, man. I've known this brother for 3 years, and I think that's long enough to vouch for somebody. His information has been very useful to me and helpful to me. You're saying that he expects money for him to come and show me around, but me and Pete been making money together for years, bro. Hey, man. Doesn't mean that he won't cross me or that the friendship won't break down, whatever the case may be. Not at all. But I do know Pete. And you may say I don't trust him, but you have people that value your opinion, man. And so keep in mind, you said that we have something we can say to our followers and they can listen to us, right? Think about this. If you're saying I don't trust Pete, you don't see how that could be hurting me and my business and what I'm trying to do? Being that I'm putting Pete out there as someone who could be very helpful to them. And I got a couple other brothers too who's also in the book. Some females as well, some sisters as well, who's helped me with information. They'll all be in the book. I don't let this affect your positive mindset. Oh, I can't afford to, because like I said, I'm not listening to it. Say Kevin is a sweetheart, very charming in real life. She definitely still mad. Trust me, I get it all the time. I don't think I've ever stopped talking to a girl and she just went on peacefully. I don't think it's ever happened. And I'm not an asshole. I'm a very nice person. Very nice person. In fact, niggas think they can try me because all they ever known me was be nice. They think I'm a pushover. They think I'm a bitch because all they've ever seen was a nice guy. That's how nice I am. That dudes think they can try me. But you notice none of them ever close the distance on me. They just talk. Because I knock their ass the fuck out. When I tell y'all I hit hard, I have a gift, go look at me hitting the bag. Tell me that shit fake. I guarantee you all those talkers would never stand in front of me. Because if somebody could throw hands with me, I'm not somebody they be worried about. They be somewhere in the pros doing some real shit. Trust me. Peace to you, plant-based black man. I see you. Kevin Caringo had reached out to you to advise you on safety. Sure, but using his page for something like that could help a lot of people. Because there was distance between me and my family. Mayana did walk off. He ain't wrong about those things, but it's being hyper-focused on to say, oh, you was in Colombia, so it's going to be, we're in Walmart in broad daylight, bro. It's broad daylight in Walmart. I'm telling them to get closer to me, which means I recognize that they're far from me, which means I'm also going to slow down because I've looked back and recognized that they're far from me. If I have to say speed up, I'm going to slow down. Even if I say, y'all catch up to me, you think I'm really going to walk the same speed knowing they're that far back? So there's a video out where Jamie is actually recording us walking while Pete is guiding us. Go look at that video and look at how close they are to me. I could hear them behind me. I knew they were close to me. So when they say he didn't look back, I did look back with my ears. They right beside me. I hear them. It wasn't until we made it to the escalator that I looked back and they was a little far back. Yeah, I think old boy, we know who is seriously on some type of drug. I saw him the other day spazzing out. I was fucking with him about um, you know, doing a documentary on the indigenous folk and writing a book on it. I was joking about it because he ain't doing it. He said he got these people out here who need this information, and he ain't doing it. So I figure if he don't hurry up and get to it, I'm gonna go ahead and do that shit too. I'm gonna use Chat GPT, and we're gonna write this book and put it out. Since he can't even do it using Chat GPT, and I'm gonna make that documentary too. I'm gonna sit with a whole bunch of different people, natives. I'm gonna sit down with them and let them tell me about their history and past and all the shit he's saying he's gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and take over on it because this nigga's gonna die and leave all that treasure in his head. It ain't going nowhere. Trust me. He's too worried about me to produce anything productive. He's literally up there talking about what I'm doing with my life. So why shouldn't I make a book about the indigenous people? But notice he did a whole live acting like I was really gonna do it. He says I'm trying to get into the indigenous world because somehow I couldn't get into some other world. I've been successful everywhere I've been. He says, was he even a preacher? Well, if I wasn't, you was food, bro. If I wasn't, you were food, bro. You followed behind me for many years, okay? Wiping my, cleaning my shoes. And everything I said, you hung on to it. If I was spitting lies, you didn't do your own research at all, and you woke up for the wrong reasons. The work I done, you can't take that from me. I've literally helped millions of people. Literally. You think questioning if I was a pastor can take that away? Bro, everybody from my city know what I was doing. I was a church boy, was my whole life, since I was 15. Never missed a Sunday either. I took it very seriously. When I believed in it, I lived by it. I 100% lived by it. If I failed, I repented. I was tore up about it because I believed that God really existed in the way I thought that. It makes me angry to see people who say they believe in God that don't go about it the same way. You think I know the Bible like I do and I wasn't a preacher, dude? Okay, let's just say I wasn't a preacher, right? Thank you, corporate. Thank you. Let's say I wasn't. Where I get all this information from, bruh? Nobody can spit it like me. You can say, now you'll say, he regurgitates it. He takes it from him. He takes it from her. Yeah, whatever. If I was regurgitating, why was you following behind me? And that's why I think he had a crush on me. I think he's just as bad as them damn women, man. He had a crush on me. There was a time, actually, that we shot a video, right? The video was in Atlanta, a place he took me to, right? And a homeless guy came up to me asking for food. And so I took him inside of a place to buy him some food or something. It was something he asked me to buy him. And I took him inside of a place to buy him some food, right? That was me helping the homeless right there. He'll never talk about that. When he does talk about it, he spins it to act like I was so aloof to what was going on, that I was so stupid to walk into a place with a homeless guy when he could have robbed me or set me up. Right, my big heart could have got me set up, but I don't have a big heart, right? I don't help nobody, right? I didn't give you no money, right? I didn't buy you clothes. I didn't buy your kids clothes, right? He don't help the homeless. I helped you and you not even homeless. Why did I have to help you when you weren't even homeless? Have you ever bought me clothes? Have you ever bought my kids clothes? Have you ever fixed my wife's tire? Have you ever towed my wife's car? Have you ever loaned me money? Have you ever bought me food? Bro, all these things I did for you. You was my girlfriend, nigga. You was my girlfriend. I should have opened the fucking door for you. Let's be real, bro. Let's be real, bro. You was my bitch. I hate to even say it like that, but this man always had his hand out. Ain't never had no money to eat. That type of nigga. I know guys, man. Guys, fellas, tell me this. We all have had that one friend that never got money to eat. So if he roll with you, you know you paying. And your homeboy's gonna have to cover his ass, right? He ain't gonna pay for no gas. He ain't never driving. He can't even keep his L's, right? Thank you so much, Black Lucian. Hey, Kevin, congratulations on your endeavors to Colombia. We should talk live soon. We sure can, brother. We sure can. But let's just be real, family. Men, have you ever had a homeboy who you knew you had to pay for this dude? He funny, he cool, but you gotta, if he going, you gotta pay for it. Robert had to get him in the strip club that day. The nigga was doing so bad, Robert offered him money to get a girl, to give a girl. He did. Hey, Callie, here, you wanna dance, bro? Here, because he know the brother. It just is what it is. You know what it is, and he's still like that. He's asking you for help to help him help somebody else. He can't even do that on his own. Right now, he's still trying to get into the philanthropist world because nobody will accept him. He wants people to so much watch what he's doing. He wants millions of followers like me. He wants people to watch what he's doing. That's why he broadcasts, hey, I'm feeding this person, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. He's only doing this to exploit those people for his own benefit. Tell him to do it without the cameras, because they'll still have a tent, won't they? So why does he have to broadcast it? Why does he have to put poor people on camera? See, I don't do that, and he want to talk shit about that. You're wrong for not doing that. You broadcast everything else. Yeah, except for homeless people. See, this is someone who needs validation. I want people to see me do something nice so they'll think I'm a good person. Why? Because you messed with that little girl and got shot over it? See, I've never been caught up in anything like that. So I don't have to fake like I'm out here doing all these things so people can think I'm a better person, or so I can feel better about myself. My mission is true. I know what I'm here to do. I know what I'm here to teach. Ringo, I just don't want you to get caught up in following up people's commentary whose motive is to only say negative things, man. And you're going to see it one way if you just listen to their side. So back up, zoom out, look at the situation as a whole. Could it have been a better situation? Absolutely. But is that Kevin's fault? If you're trying to give information to the public, I would think you give it in a way where young men, young women, that all could receive this. So shouldn't a wife, shouldn't a daughter, shouldn't children have a duty to their protector to stay close? I'm gonna ask y'all in the chat, okay? Ringo probably sleep, okay? Should the people that the husband is protecting, his children, all these things, wives, all these things, have a duty to make it easier for him, as easy as possible? This is why y'all would say, my daughter should have told Mayana, you supposed to be here with me. Why would she be saying that if Mayana didn't have a duty to stay by her mother? Don't you run off and leave me, Mayana. Why would you be saying that if the little girl didn't have a duty to her protection, man? You know how silly you look just having to follow her around everywhere? Wherever she go, you go because you're her protector. No, she had to stay by your side. You putting your life on the line for them. They need to stay by your side. And anybody giving this information should have given it with that type of logic. If this man's duty is to protect you, you stay by that man. See, when the man opens the car door for the wife to let her out of the car, she's supposed to grab his hand and walk with him. So it signifies they're together and he can protect her. When he puts her in the car, it's so if someone was to try to harm her, he's standing outside of the car. Why would he get in the car and she's standing outside of the car? Whenever they're driving their own vehicle, not that van the other day where he told me to get in the car and there's several men outside the car at the airport, guys. So you close the door for her, boom, she's in the car safe. You walk around, And most people say her duty at that moment is to reach over and open yours. I sure will, Queen Mika. She said, tell the queens I said hi and I can't wait to visit y'all. Me either. Need to be soon too. Need to be soon too. Let's go do a Mandingo party. Yeah, it's funny. So again, when the man opens the car door and puts his wife in the car door, and he's going back around to get in the car, it is said that she's supposed to reach over and go boom. Right? So Sparkle says, it's my duty to make sure they're close. Okay, so it's not their duty to make sure they're close to me. I'm supposed to do that, right? So whose duty is it to make sure Mayana's close to her? Janae, right? So that means Janae doesn't have a right to tell Mayana, don't walk off from me, right? I want to understand you, Sparkle. So when Janae talks to Mayana about, when she talked to Mayana, when she spoke with Mayana about walking ahead of us, was Janae wrong for saying, Mayana, don't leave my side, don't walk ahead of me? Because if Janae wasn't wrong for that, there's a duty, love, and you're leaving it out. Yeah, hit the like button, y'all. Show some love, for real, for real. Thank you, Corporate Thuggin. Let's talk about it. Like, real shit. Is Janae wrong for telling Mayana, stay close to me? Is she wrong for that? Because if she's not wrong for that, that lets you know that there is a duty for the person that you're protecting. But ain't nobody answering me. Come on, guys, talk to me. Put it in the comments. If I am supposed to make sure my family close to me, I don't have a right to tell them not to be far from me, right? It's me. It's on me, right? So all of you parents, don't fuss at your child when they run off. It's your fault for not running off with them. Don't tell them don't run off. Nope. Becca, according to them, it's the parents' job and the husband's job to protect, and the protectees have no stake in the fight, no dog in the fight at all. We're just supposed to just walk behind them hand and foot and make sure they straight. Fuck us, right? When I look back, wasn't I making sure they were close? I mean, when I look back and said, y'all need to get closer to me. So that wasn't making sure my family of grown adults, because I was carrying the baby. I'm carrying Samik. So whatever. Y'all got it. I'll settle for that. I'm a bad dad, a bad leader, all that shit. I'm horrible. I get it. My family doesn't think so, though. Okay? And that's why you can't rest in validation of people, guys. That's why you got to look at the people that you love and build that shit for them and care what they have to say about it. Because you can buy your daughter a car and a stranger will complain about that shit. I know that because they did, right? They're like, why didn't you get her a new car? Because I got her a used one. What you mean? Because I got her a used one. What you mean? Why are you taking your family to Colombia? Is it your family? Like, I'm going to tell you something how crazy people sound, right? Why are you taking your family to Colombia? Nigga, it's in it. Listen to your sentence. Why are you taking your family to, you said your, so my family, right? If they weren't my family, I couldn't take them. See, what about your family? You should be worried about your family. Because when that shit happened, that I know what's going to happen in America happen, because I know what's going to happen, I'm going to be saying, why didn't you leave with your family? See, it's cool. I'm the one that's aloof right now. I'm the one that don't get it right now. I'm the one that's too blind to see the simple shit. But I'm the one who's outside of the country. And I'm being asked, why did I leave, by people who calling me aloof, who's saying I don't get it. Okay. Who's telling me about danger outside of the country when I know what's coming inside of y'all country? Thanks to you, Boss Lady 999. Every last one of you should be reconsidering where you stay. Every last one of you should be reconsidering where you stay at. Every last one of you should be reconsidering where you stay. We sit up here and talk about how this country poison you with just your food, then bill you for health care, shoot you down with the police. All this they do. And y'all gonna say, why you leaving? You unsafe for leaving. Man, if I stayed a day longer, I'd probably be on the street by a cop. What are you talking about? One showed up at my house about a fucking bomb. Jamie said she was on the porch, right? And one of the cops had walked around my house, right? And when he came back around the house too quickly, the other cop put his hand on his hip and said, oh, I thought you was Kevin for a second. You scared me. In front of Jamie, she watched them say that. In front of Jamie, they said, you came around that corner too fast. I thought you was Kevin. As if I'm really dangerous out here. And y'all telling me, why you leave? It's dangerous out there. Yo, okay, citizens can off you here. The police can off you there. What are you talking about? I'd rather risk it with clean food. I'd rather risk it with a living that is easier to survive in, where you can actually build and create something with your family. Do you understand? I'll take the risks, man. I know there's risks. And if something happened to me, I died trying. And if something would have happened to me there, I died trying. So let's say I'd have died on the way to the airport. He should have never left the country. I ain't even get out. You know how many people died in that country since I left? Let's find out. Let's find out how many kidnappings have happened since I left America, in New York, in Atlanta. Let's find out how many has happened since I left. I mean, come on, y'all. Y'all are so fearful that y'all gonna be ruled by that. My family is happy. They loving it. Matter of fact, my brother called me today and said, man, I'm so proud of y'all. All y'all look happy. Man, y'all just look like 1,000 pounds lifted. Why would we be miserable? We're safe. You think we're gonna be miserable because Mayana walked up the hallway right now? You think we're gonna be miserable because they was 10 feet behind me at Walmart, at Zetos? You think we're miserable because of some reason y'all painting? I bet money, if y'all really wanted to, you could find more reasons that they would be absolutely ecstatic right now. If you really wanted to, you could find more reasons that they are absolutely happy right now. On why my wives love me so much, why they believe in me so much. Because they know I'll do anything for them. Why my children love and respect me so much. Y'all ain't noticed that my children have compared to the world and how people treat their parents nowadays, that my children are the epitome of what you would want, what you want from your child, how you want your child to see you. If you're a father out there and you know that once you get to 40 something and your children are grown, if you know you want them to look at you with love in their eyes still, and still talk you up and appreciate you, and not be sitting here saying, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. You know I'm successful. I don't gotta have $1 million in the bank. My children are grown and they still respect me. They still look up to me. They still have nothing negative to say about me and how I raised them. That's success right there. You think they're not happy? You think they don't love me? I would kill for a daddy like me. I got chills when I said that. I'm the daddy I wish I ever had. And that's bad. That's why I could never listen to him. That's why I could never listen to him. Because that's where my ego is. It's in my parenthood right there. Yeah, you hurt me like that. I ain't listening to that shit. I ain't listening to that shit at all. I'd never listen to that shit. If y'all love y'all kids, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, this shows you they'll pick the smallest things to criticize, right? I bet if I checked out they live, they'd be talking shit about my damn daughter and granddaughter and everything. Man, they can have that shit. And they believe in God. That's the crazy shit. But they talk about everybody's family, so I don't get mad no more. I don't like it, so I won't go listen to it. But hey, I ain't special. My children, gonna be grandkids, everything gonna be talked about just because I'm blogging my journey. They'll say, "Well, you blogging it." I mean, call stuff out, but don't insult my family. I ain't insulting yours. Kevin, this shows they'll pick the smallest things. I read that. Miss E, my day was amazing. Okay, corporate's responding to Miss E. All right, I can see y'all. Yeah, y'all act like America the bee's knees or something. Y'all crazy. Y'all act like they out here like it's just safe in America. Are y'all crazy? I was sitting here telling y'all today on the live, I haven't had a stomach ache since I've been here. You talking about why you leave? You know why? Because I'm dying. Okay? You happy now? And I'm trying to stay alive. Just like all of y'all. Eat healthy over here. Can't see I can't keep no weight on me. And that's not for no sympathy because everybody die. And we're all dying, just so you know. Every day we all pitch our tent closer to that grave. Every day you're closer to death than you ever were before. We're all dying. So not what are you living for? Nah, what are you dying for? And I'm dying for my family. So whatever you think you're living for, you actually dying for it. He said, well, you still fine. I appreciate it. You know, my bones fine. Get it from my mama. I'm kidding. But yeah, every day you get closer to your death. Every day you pitch your tent closer to that last day, man. Whether you sick or not. It's just a fact. So I'm dying for my family. I ain't living for nobody. I ain't never been living for nobody. Everything I put my time into is worth my life. That's why you putting your time into it. So what are you dying for? Every day. So let's just say your family had some health concerns. You had some health concerns. Stay in America and go broke trying to fucking take care of the... Are y'all crazy? Like, literally think about this. You got health concerns. Your family got health concerns. Stay in America and pay for health care, struggle to do so, insurance high, health care high. You trying to leave an inheritance to your children. How can you do that if you overspending on health care? How? So you wouldn't think, okay, I can help everybody by getting somewhere where healthcare is free and mitigate that right there. Now all the insurance that we putting into having healthcare, we can put that into ourselves. Okay, lower your cost of living. It's like stepping back 40 years into the past. Bread is now $1 again, right? Now you can actually put money back for just in case something happened to you. You left them something. You ain't never looked at your account and be like, man, if I die, I ain't got shit to leave them. You ain't, see, if you ain't never did that, you don't, if you've never done that, you're a bad parent. Like, let's be real. If you've never done that, you're a bad parent. Because a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. That's your mission. So if you recognize that something happened to you, you ain't leaving them shit, but some insurance money, then that means you behind and you got to get on the roll, right? And they'll laugh about it. Yeah, Kevin, you're going to wake up the video saying you admitted that you were sick and dying. That's why you left America. And they'll laugh about it. Yeah, I hope he died. Yeah. They'll assume what it is. It's probably AIDS. It's probably something that's embarrassing. That's what they'll say. It's just for my stomach surgery. Having my stomach removed. And I've always had issues since my surgery. Where my brother, his surgery went by way better than mine, but I've always had issues with it. And it really does affect me. It really does take a toll on me. You guys saw me months ago. Look at the size I had put on. Look at how fast it left. I'm still as strong as I was. I'm still as strong as I was, man. Thank you so much, Independent. So Ringo, all I'm saying is, if you know that they are malicious about anything they say about my brother or myself, and even if you didn't think that, still review the content because I would love to hear your thoughts on actually reviewing the content, not through the lens of any of them. Just look at the content for yourself, man. And that's not to say you won't find flaws. You may find even more than she had, but it would help me if you would talk about it, and it would help a lot of other people if you would talk about it. Say, hey, Kevin's doing something with a good heart. There's good intentions behind it. But even when you have good intentions, if you don't move the right way, your plans can be thwarted. You can be in danger because it's really good-hearted people who a lot of this shit happened to, right? It's the good-hearted people who don't think nobody will hurt them, and that's why they telling people, hey, I got a studio in my place, man. Come record with me. But being gullible is not a good characteristic, right? Just like how I got scammed the other day. I've proven to be gullible. Still, after many years, I should be not trusting people, and I'm still leading with my own heart, knowing I wouldn't screw people and giving people the opportunity to screw me. Another lesson to be learned. The other day, I tried to buy a woman some damn milk and Pampers, and I knew I shouldn't have done that shit. $100. I tried to cancel the payment when I got home, and they said it's still pending, so it's nothing they can do until it actually goes through. Or I have to call the place and talk to the cashier or whoever about releasing it, but they the ones that did it. I think it's the food because I ain't got a stomach ache since I've been here. So maybe I'm not sick. I haven't had bad stomach problems or bad stomach pain since I've been here. So it could have just been I got up out of the environment. But that's how I go. Everybody want to hear the bashing of me, but nobody wants to hear me bring clarity to it. So me defending myself or me bringing clarity to something that was discussed about me doesn't bring me any content at all. It doesn't bring me any positive content at all because nobody really cares about that. So, and I get it. So this video wasn't really about that. It was really just to let Ringo know I saw your video. I agree with some things. Some things I disagree with it. Only because your opinion is not coming from your own perspective as it's been shaped. And so I believe if you step back and looked at the video, I'm not saying that it would change your mind, but I think it would be more balanced. I think you wouldn't be saying it exactly how you're saying it because in light of everything, man, you know there is a duty on the protectee. Okay, if the protector is going to do their job, I know you know that. And anybody who would pretend like that's not real is crazy. A bodyguard will tell you what to do. A bodyguard would say that. It's 2 o'clock here. So I guess it's 3 there. Damn, let me get up off here. But I've been pretty much up about this time of night every night. It's been hard to go to sleep here. So, run through this again in case I missed anything, okay? I did tip the driver at the airport, gave him 25 bucks. I also tipped the driver who took me to the house, to the apartment, right? I gave him 40 bucks on top of the 65 he asked for when the payment was actually $32. If I would have booked on Uber, and that's why I've been telling you guys, don't take taxis. Only use Uber, okay? The fee's already in there before the car even arrives, okay? They won't need cash either. You could just, it's already on your card. He took me around to find an ATM. He took me around to find an ATM just to pay him, yo. And it's crazy because if you really look at that situation, according to what goes on in Medellin, you would see that those guys aren't so innocent like that. But they're not going to do that. And it's crazy because I'm black just like them. But it's crazy, but we should be protecting each other. And even if we don't like each other, especially in another country, like I don't like Kevin, but I ain't about to sit here and let somebody who doing and act like it's his fault. I see they bum rushed him, move that shit, and he helping them. Me and the damn dude loading the bags on the thing, we bumped heads because I'm helping them. So I'm helping them do all this shit. I ain't just sitting back watching them do it. I'm helping them do it all, right? And once I come and let you guys know, hey, they overcharged me. It was supposed to be a $32 ride, and they ended up charging me $65 on top of that. You know, they didn't force me to give him the $40 tip, but he kind of wouldn't let it go. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lesson learned. Don't use taxis. Use Uber, right? But and a lot of people can be informed of that. But instead what they do is look at him, look at Kevin, not tip those people. Those people work hard, they love their families. Kevin knows that they are. I saw the clip. They sent it to me. So it's enough to say, if you see that much of it, you already know. You already know what this is gonna be. You know what it's gonna be. But always mind you, life is constantly happening. If someone was watching you 24/7, they're going to have something to talk about. So just remember this, family. When your child walked off from you in Walmart, you were a bad parent, if I'm a bad parent. Because what they're saying about me, it's got to be true across the board. It can't be just me, right? And it can't be just because I'm in Colombia, because people get kidnapped everywhere. If your child walked ahead of you, you're a bad parent. Not your child is unlearned and you got to teach them. Children can do this even if you do teach them. They're children, right? And you're in the store looking around. And I can remember a bunch of times in the car, your grandparents or it was my grandparent, but it's probably y'all's mama and daddy. When we get in this store, you make sure you stay right with me. You do all this blah, 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 blah. This is telling you that there was a duty on them, on the child, for them to protect them. I'm going to be looking at groceries and shit, so you're not going to be in my eyesight, so you might better stay right by my side. Your mama worked at Walmart for 18 years. Okay, ask if anybody ever got kidnapped from Walmart right in front of everybody. So again, it's content, I guess. If it's getting people listening, it's content, I guess. But it's not wise content. It's not content that people from years from now could actually look at and grow from. It's in the moment content when you don't like the person you're talking about, and so the content is not going to travel far. And I'll tell you this: if you guys notice this, and this ain't going to sound like much advice coming from me, because my own YouTube don't be hitting like that. It really never has for lives, but I'm going to explain something to you. When you do content like that, just in the moment content, the reason they don't continue to get views after you get off live and go into the hundreds of thousands is because the world is not interested in that. But if it was information that was more balanced so everybody could receive it, logical information, it would get more views over time. It may not have more views in the moment because it's drama, and drama brings views, but wise information travels. People will share true content and factual content forever. So I am actually on my journey. Blog it truthfully with in righteousness and truth. Just like many of y'all say y'all serve God, do it in righteousness and truth. Because there are millions of people out there who could listen to that video and get aspects on all things. From y'all aspect, the wives or the husband has to just follow behind everybody that he's protecting when they're out like he's just some puppy or lapdog. And even if his wives get too far from him, that's even his fault. If he's in clear view of his wives and they can see the pace he's walking, they're not even responsible to say, "Hey Kevin, can you slow down?" This will let other women know in countries, if your husband gets ahead of you, this ain't America, let him know. Or he's probably gonna be moving fast, because when men are on alert, they move fast. Everything is heightened. You got to stay with him. If you can't stay with him, hold his hand. That way you can tug him back when he start getting ahead, right? Hold his hand, pull on his hand if he start getting ahead of you, right? Or take his arm, hold on to his arm, It lets people know that he's protecting you so they don't walk up to you trying to holler at you or whatever the case may be. So if your grandchild walk ahead of you in Walmart, definitely talk to them. But I don't think you should scream like that. And I get it, they panicked in the moment, but that's not wise to scream like that and draw attention to yourself. Um, it's a lesson learned. And could something bad happen? Absolutely. Something could bad happen in Walmart where you guys are. And that's why when it happened to y'all were nervous too. Because you love your kids. And kids get ahead of you sometimes. They do what they do. And this is how you know, Ringo, that it's there's a narrative behind it. I broadcasted this video to my whole platform. It's gotten upwards of probably 60, 70K videos. And that's not in the comments. This is one person saying this, trying to make something wrong where it isn't, trying to make someone a bad parent or a horrible husband or whatever the case where they're not. But on my platform, where all these people see it, they're not saying that. They're saying, great job to you guys for getting out here and trying it. I love seeing what y'all doing. So the general consensus on my page is people are very appreciative of me sharing my journey, wishing they could come too, loving what they're seeing. They're being very informed about the things I'm doing. But through the lens of people who don't like my channel, I'm out here being reckless. I don't love my family. I'm selfish. I only do things for me and not for them. That's going to appeal to the crowd that hates me. That's not going to appeal to the world. So the people that don't like me, they'll have a platform that they can watch, bash me, and they'll get a good feel from it. I can see that they really enjoy anybody who speaks negative on me or my brother. So that'll be content for them, and people who do it will be taking advantage of those people, not us, because they ain't doing nothing to me. Ringo said, if that lady want to talk about Kevin, that's her business. He's right. She ain't doing nothing to me by talking about me. She's exploiting the people who listening to her, because they're the ones okay with being lied to, or they equally don't like me and they're entertained by it. They're paying her, so they're paying her to talk about me, so she's exploiting them, not me. She ain't exploiting me, I ain't paying her. My life's good. I'm literally outside of the country looking for our next place and deciding what city we're going to tour next. Do you understand? Until we find our actual true place and get settled in. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about my book that releases in a couple of days, or tomorrow, or hopefully tomorrow. I'm thinking about, just what it's going to look like a year from now when we're settled in here. I'll let other people worry about if Mayana walked down the thing in Walmart days ago, or still be ranting about me at the airport. Or that day is behind me. I'm moving forward. So if they get content from that, that's fine. Whatever they're talking about, they're the ones that's stuck in that talking about it, where I'm off building my anthills. So just imagine this. I was talking to a guy today, and I was talking to him how people find that owning a home makes them more stable or secures them, right? When really money in the bank is way more safe. So America sells this dream, own your home. But we know in reality, if you don't pay them taxes, they'll take it. And that's even if you own it, right? So if you fall on hard times and cannot pay, you still can lose whatever you have paid for. We know this, right? So we'll say ownership is the way. Let me explain something to you guys. Would a spider say that? Would a spider say, this web is all I have, I need to own it? Or does the spider know they can make more of them with what they've generated inside of their own being, right? Right? A bird, right? A bird builds its house with its beak. That's his house. You think he would say, oh, I lost my house, I don't have nowhere to go, I'm going to be homeless? No, the bird would say, hey, I can make another one. The bird wouldn't find all that stability in a structure when the bird makes those structures. See, we don't build houses. And that's why we think they're hard to access. Because if we could build our own house, no one would make us feel like, oh, you own a house. Because everybody's supposed to build their own damn house. Like every beaver can build a dam. Just think about this. What if only some beavers built dams, right? And then they sold them to beavers who couldn't build dams, right? Who's the loser here? The one who can't build and has to buy from somebody else because they can't build. So we're so blinded that when somebody say, hey, I'm going to rent and stack my bread. You know what that money is? That's like that spider's web. That's like that bird's beak. Because if I got money in the bank, I can have a place to lay my head. But if I soak all my money into this property, yo, a tsunami can take your property from you. It ain't even got to be hard times. Ask the people who was nomads because of Hurricane Katrina. Ask people in LA who leave in Hollywood because of ash and fire. You telling me that owning your house is what make you safe? That's an illusion, y'all. So y'all will say, you don't own. So what's important is price versus value, your cost of living versus your overhead. If you can reduce your cost of living, your overhead increases, thus saving more money, building a bigger nest egg, right? Stacking for that rainy day if it were the weather to take your house. So you got the nest egg, or you saving for a rainy day for if the weather ever take your house. And if it take your house and you got money in the bank, then it was just a fucking rental. And you got money in the bank. But if you own it, oh, I lost my whole life savings and career. And okay, that sound good to you, bro. Ma'am, that sound good to you. You know selling a house is only for selling money, right? This was a whole thing that banks came up with to sell money, y'all. So y'all bought into the American dream. I get it. You got to own a house, right? I get it. The bank had great advertising, just like they did with diamonds. That's why we think they're so valuable. They got great advertising. They make you believe, we're going to get together as the bank. Hey, what's a good way that we can sell our money and a lot more, because people wasn't getting loans like that, right? Okay, let's convince them to buy a house, right? We'll create this thing. We'll call it the American dream. A white house, picket fence around it, wife, children, and dog. Wife, 2 children, and a dog. Right, corporate thug and Mika. But they worth it to us because they paint that picture, right? Diamonds was a woman's best friend. And if you give a woman a diamond, she'll marry you. That diamond ain't big enough for me to marry you. See, that's an illusion. So now we're talking about you got to own your house, right? Wake up, yo. That is a trick from the bank. I ain't saying it's wrong to own your house. Own your house if you can afford it. But what makes you safe, family, is having some bread in the bank in case something go wrong. Because even with that house, if your money dwindle, that house gonna be taken from you. You think because you signed that deed and you can pay the bill today, you safe. I'm telling you, if you had money in the bank, you good. Yeah. Talking about you don't even own your house. Somebody said today, you don't own that. Okay. Bet I pay less than you. And listen, I'm not bragging about how much I spend. I'm bragging about how I'm willing to do whatever it takes to spend the least. Because I want to save more. You're talking to somebody who's coming from a damn mansion, 10,000 square foot mansion that costs them $4,500 a month with the insurance, $1,500 a month for the lights, for the electricity to fuel that house, $1,500 a month, and there's still a gas bill outside of that. It has a gas fireplace in it. It has a gas stove in it. Still had a gas bill too. She said, I own my 40 acres. Okay, great. Don't pay them taxes and see what happened, Godspeed. Godspeed, what'll happen if you don't pay the taxes? Because I know you got money in the bank too. I know you can secure your property. And and I bet you would have to sell off some of them acres if you did lose some money. So you could pay for it and pay the taxes on it. $70 a month. But what happens if you can't take it, Godspeed? If you can't pay for it, Godspeed? What happens if something unforeseen happened and you cannot pay that $70 a month? Just honestly, what happens? 70 a year, okay. What happens if you can't pay it though? If you don't pay it, Godspeed. What happens? Right, and that's because money is how you even occupy that land, right? So if money is how you occupy the land, which one is a prerequisite? Money or the land? If you couldn't have the land without money, which is the prerequisite? The money or the land? Which one actually secured you? If you buy the land with the money, what secured you, the land or the money? This is too easy. Y'all taking too long. Thank you, Mika. Thank you so much, Mika. Yeah, so would you rather own your house or be renting and have a couple $100,000 in the bank? Would you rather own your house and be living paycheck to paycheck, or rent and have a couple $100,000 in the bank? With the house you have, easy $2,000 guaranteed income when moving to the other country. Other countries are cheap. Yeah, absolutely. And again, I'm not criticizing owning. I'm just saying if you find safety in that, then your safety's been misplaced. Because your safety, your comfort should come from what you're capable of. If you know you're efficient, you'll be fine. Example, if you were a home builder, you'd never have to worry about being homeless. And guess what? You're supposed to be one. We're all supposed to be them because we're humans. Humans are supposed to build their own houses. No animal builds houses for other animals and shit. They don't do it. So humans are doing some shit that ain't even natural. Our houses should look like our abilities. That bird, his house look like his abilities. And if that house ain't hitting on shit, that other bird ain't gonna marry him. So he's gonna have to learn how to build a house. He don't go buy one and put a down payment on it and get into a 20-year lease, a 20-year mortgage. He builds it, y'all, with his beak. The beak is your talent. The beak is your skills. The beak is your experiences. That is your safety net. Like that spider's web. All that shit will come and go. But if you work on you, you'll always be able to generate those things. If I was rich, I would buy a home here for my boys and buy a house in another country. Absolutely. That part, I have faith in myself. Absolutely. Absolutely. She said, what if you get hurt? Right. If you lose your abilities, now you're doomed, right? See, because now you can't earn your money. See, I know what you're thinking, James. Well, what if you get hurt? Then you can't really make money. Right. And you wouldn't be able to pay for your house anyway, right? So getting hurt would fuck up all that, right? Which means the house ain't it. You are. So if you got hurt, which means your income will be affected. Whether you own or rent, that's going to be a problem, which means you're more important. So keep your body healthy as long as you can. So I'm doing the right thing. Exactly, Sparkle. Owning a property is one of the most stable investments. When you own land, it's better than money because money isn't even real anymore. But land is something tangible that will always be worth something. It's not always be worth something. Again, fires happen, tsunamis happen, right? And that would make the property even less able to sell. If the community diminishes in property value because people are, committing crimes and things like that, that could fluctuate just like the money. So none of it's real, bro. None of it's real. Even your own house loses value based on what's going on around it. Gains value based on what's going on around it. That has nothing to do with your damn home. Come on, y'all. We know this, right? Do we not know this? It doesn't change the fact, though, that owning a property is one of the most stable investments, though. Jaquick, I definitely agree on that. But I just wouldn't say that money isn't real anymore, but the land is something tangible that will always be worth something. I've seen people's houses get taken because they was building a highway through that motherfucker. I've seen people's houses get taken because they was building a highway through that motherfucker. Right, they got us with the game of Monopoly. You're right. You're right. So I'm by all means, I'm not saying owning is bad because I want to own the land for my community, right? It's not bad. It's just don't buy land and houses thinking that you're stable forever because bad weather could happen. You know, anything unforeseen can happen to lower your property value, hurt your investments, all of that. While it is one of the most stable, we do know that even it has its risks, right? Just like money has its risks. You understand? Money fluctuates like a mug, but that don't mean if you got the money to open a bank, don't do it, right? Just know what you're doing. But that being said, Ringo, much respect to you, brother. You showed a lot of respect to me, so I'm definitely gonna show that back in return. I would ask you to just look at the whole thing. It'll be good content for you. People will watch. They were watching you tonight talk about it. They value your opinion, and I think that you can say things that enlightens the world to both sides of how everyone could be better or how everybody's doing great in this area. Some things that there could be some things positive in the video too. So I think you should look at it if you're gonna cover it. Maybe you don't care. Maybe you just following up some other stuff. Maybe you just, like you said, you didn't have much to do. You were sitting around just kicking it. So you did something. You're probably not gonna take this seriously, right? You're probably not going to really comb through it or whatever. Maybe you don't see any value in it for your platform. But if you do, I believe you will cover it without bias because I haven't seen you be biased yet, right? But tonight you're biased, bro. You're biased because you're only going off of what someone said. And most of your commentary was saying she was right. She was right about what she said. Okay. That means that you didn't look at it for yourself. And I think you said that. I didn't look at it for myself. I'm only going off of it because she went out, because she's saying it. It ain't like I watched this video myself and built my own commentary. I heard her talk and agreed with her. Right. Just like I could watch a video of her walking through the store or Walmart and find a whole bunch of damn things wrong with it. And be like, you're a bad person, you're all this, and you should be watching it. You don't care about your family, you left, you didn't tip, even though I did. Like, you see what I'm saying? Right, Nicole says, Kevin, in America, nobody own their house for real. Right. Still, it's a good investment, though. I still couldn't take that away. But just know that what's happening is, Ringo, what is happening is, while my granddaughter walking ahead like that, needed to be addressed, while even I said my family was too far from me, because that's what y'all guys are hearing. What's happening, Ringo, is this is a very malicious attack. You're going to notice that I can't do anything right on these channels. You're going to notice that. Everything will be spent in the worst way. They'll make me gay. They'll make me be evicted. They'll make me be whatever. I'll be everything that they want to call me. You understand? I'll be everything under the sun, but it won't be a good father. I will never be a good husband to them. I'll never be a good person to them. I'll never be a decent person. I'm a piece of shit to them, and that's all I'm ever gonna be. And I get that. So don't you follow them up though. Like you give some real shit. You're gonna fuck up your channel. Because people value your opinion, and why would they want to hear you come off the back of somebody who's being malicious, bruh? Giving them props and credit and shit. And if you think she's right, give her props. But dude, you didn't even call out the other side to the coin. You just said she's right. So there is no value in what I'm saying to my wives. Get closer to me. I'm trying to protect y'all. Y'all should be by my side, not that far back. If I'm that far ahead and all y'all see it, and y'all back just talking about whatever, let me get that far, and you don't say to me at all, hey, Kev, can you slow down? You could say the husband should have looked back so he didn't leave the wives, and the wives should have called the husband to say, hey, you're getting ahead of us too far, can you slow down? So if you look at the commentary being biased, not being biased, you could say, well, the wives should have let him know. The wives should have tried to keep up with him. Kevin is trying to listen to Pete, at the same time carry his baby and keep track of all his surroundings for 5 different people. You could also say, Kevin, in doing all of that, you failed to look back and check on your wife. While Pete's pointing and stuff like this, you failed to just look back and check on your wife. And now you got balanced commentary. Because while you're not saying someone is wrong, you're just saying these moments could create openings for people who are trying to harm you. You're not saying you're a bad parent because you didn't look back. You're not saying y'all horrible wives because y'all didn't run forward to catch up. What you're saying is these moments leave windows for vulnerability, right? And what we should do is just try and be more diligent to these small things that could end up being a great loss to you. Mayana's really maybe 20 feet ahead, right? 30 feet ahead maybe. And she is on the same aisle still, right? Small thing, she's just right there. Someone comes to try to take her right there, they're gonna be in trouble, yo. But that is a moment. Because if that happens on another time, like who's to say somebody can't be right there and do something? But to go like, yeah, yo, you out here, like, man, you building off of what that person is saying. You're not actually even, maybe I am being reckless according to you. I mean, maybe you'll come with the same shit, and I respect it if that's how you see it. Because, like I said, you're not wrong. You're just blind to one side. You're doing your commentary like this, with one eye. That's like saying Mayana had no duty and stand by her mother. That's like saying Janae doesn't have a right to say, Mayana, don't walk off from me. If I don't have a right to look back and tell my family, okay, two of them people back there, they only exist because of me. Janae and Mayana only exist because of me, because if me and Jamie wasn't messing around, Janae wouldn't be here. And so Janae wouldn't be here to mess around with nobody, thus giving her a baby, right? So I could at least say to her, y'all come up here beside me. But if my wives want to be close to me so they can be protected, get close to me. I should have a right to say, hey, guys, catch up. If Janae has a right to say, hey, Mayana, hold my hand, don't walk off from me, I have a right to look back and say, hey, ladies, get closer to me. Y'all too far away. Y'all see me talking to Pete. Get closer to me. Y'all way far back there. I guess y'all saying, no, that grown-ass man's supposed to stop and slow down for us. We own him. He's supposed to do what we tell him to do, everything about it. Because only consider us. That is so unfair. How can he be a great protector if you're not considering all of y'all too? See, the man sees far. The man has greater eyesight to see farther than the female. The male does. But the female has better eyesight to see around her. She has better eyesight for color, detail. So if I'm protecting her, I'm looking off in the distance at anything that could be coming unforeseen, right? They're supposed to be looking where I don't look. So you got to think, with me being there, I got two wives. We should be safer than someone with one wife. Because now I got two wives who's scanning and letting me know what they see on my right and my left, right? But if they're that far behind me, how can they do that properly? If they don't alert me if I am walking off, maybe I forgot. Maybe I'm not paying attention. Maybe I'm too listening to the Pete. In that moment, wouldn't my wife's duty be to remind me that I'm walking too fast? Just like Janae's duty was to go get Mayana, because she's her mother. Janae's duty was to say, Mayana, come back here. Because Mayana got away, Janae had a duty now to go get her daughter. She can't just stand there and say, Mayana, you come back to me. Now, the reason Janae didn't go get Mayana is because I said I will get her. She heard me say I will get her. Why would she knock me over and be like, no, I'm going to go get her? And then I held Mayana's hand. Maybe Mayana responds better to my authority. Have you thought about that? I am a grandfather. I have been in her life, her whole entire life. I did raise her. Peace to you, Chatty. Oh yeah, I'm great. I'm speaking about Ringo. He was up tonight reviewing content and saying I did some things that could be better and stuff. So I believe it's really one-sided the way he presented it. And matter of fact, Chatty, while you're here, do you believe that the wife has a duty to the husband to help him protect her best? Like, say, for instance, walk close to him, hold his hand or arm, to make it known you're with him, so other men know that you're taken. Um, there's a moment where I'm walking ahead and I look back to tell them, "Hey, stay with me, guys." Right? Do you believe that the wife would have a duty to stay with me or at least let me know I'm getting ahead? Because I believe that they do. I believe in that moment if I'm carrying Samik, and because Ringo believes I'm wrong about this, but if I'm carrying Samik and my wives are not carrying any babies, then I would think they would say, let's keep up with Kevin. He's trying to listen to Pete. Pete's walking at a pretty good pace. Or they'd say, hey, y'all moving too fast for us. Can y'all slow down? Right? And I don't think I'm wrong for looking back saying, hey, I want y'all to be closer to me. It's my family. I'm creating rules for my family. Well, you shouldn't tell them to get closer to you. Right, in your mind, I'm supposed to just shut the fuck up and walk back and get close to them, right? That's not your family. It's my family. I do it the way I do it. You do it the way you do it. Real simple. What I decided to do was look back and say, hey, I want y'all to be closer to me. And I decided to joke with my guy about it. So that's just how I look at it. I'd be interested in knowing what you're saying, what you're thinking, Ringo. And I'd like to have a, well, you don't want to have no fucking bill. You're saying, basically, you're like, I don't want to be close to nobody. And I guess you think having somebody on your live is even getting closer to them because you act like you didn't even see my damn comment. And maybe you did that shit because you know they're going to shame the fuck out of you. You know they're going to, if you respond to my comment in any kind way, because I think they've kicked your ass. They might have beat you into submission. I'm thinking that if you be nice to me, right? Kevin's a good guy. I've been following him for years, yo. Y'all can't tell me shit about the brother. I'm not cool with him like that. I don't know him. But from what I've seen, the brother puts out content. That's a good brother from what I've seen. You know saying that will get you drugged. And you've done a good job of making it appear that it doesn't bother you, but I'm thinking maybe it does. Because, come on, bro. Hey, Charity Boo. She said in this video, if so, you know you gave, you know you gave, I have to, you have to see it first. Maybe you haven't seen, is this on video? Yeah, it's on video, Charity. You haven't saw it. Okay, that's what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, it's on video. Yep, it's us walking through like the streets of Medellin. It's Pete, who I've known for 3 years. Them saying I don't know him, but he's showing me around Medellin, right? And in one moment, I look back and I feel like Jamie and Lacey and Janae and Mayana are too far away from me. I feel like this, okay? So I say I would like for y'all to get closer to me, something to that effect, right? And what they're saying is I'm narcissist. I'm wrong for not taking no accountability of running off and leaving them. You gotta be kidding me. Mika, it hit that comment because it knew it was some bullshit. That's funny, man. Yeah, I commented. He was like, "Nah, I ain't reading no comments." All right, bro. That would have been. I think it would have been a dope build. I like to hear your thoughts in real time on the matter. Um, but we didn't get a chance to do that. You got your reasons. You got your reasons, brother. But I am interested in what you say next. Who cares, brother Kevin? Shit, they talk about Jesus. Well, that is true. They do. Dear God, I wish people would leave Kevin alone. He can't even protect his family in an unfamiliar place. What the fuck? It's all good. Again, I ain't really worried about nothing that anybody said because I'm not listening to them. Other than Ringo. Ringo agreed with it, and if that's what they're saying, Ringo, they ain't got the whole picture. They're going to tell that shit however they want to tell it. Use your discernment, brother. That's all. And they ain't messing with me. Their pages ain't got nothing to do with me. I've grown. I realize now that there's nothing you can do about that stuff, so you might as well just not watch it, because in reality, if you don't look at it, it has no effect on you. Thank you. And if something does happen to me, every person that I deal with has been carefully documented. Okay? So if something happens to me, they've been documented. So I would think that any person would be an idiot. Let's just say someone had the intent to do something to me, right? Or set me up. Let's say Pete did. Would it be smart for Pete to be all on camera with me? Would it be smart? I would definitely say, no, I don't want to be on live, bro. And these things don't mean that he won't do anything, but it means for him, it's scarier. It's more risks involved. Now, you've been seen. Do you understand? People don't typically do shit like what you guys are scared of in broad day where people can see who they are. Because they want to stay out to keep doing this shit, right? How am I in a country still getting critiqued? Law have mercy. That's how it's going to be. Because the thing about it is, while people try to paint it like I'm the bad guy, I can't even leave the country without them, and they just go on about their business. You understand? Especially old boy. Especially old boy. He done told the world I was evicted. I wasn't. You'd think he'd be embarrassed. He thought D Ham should be embarrassed about his page not being deleted. Shouldn't he be embarrassed as fuck? I mean, look at where I am. Tell him to do this. Am I a nomad? He put out a whole video saying, Kevin, do you want a tent? He put out all these videos. Kevin, do you want a tent? Look at him. He's getting evicted. Karma's catching up to him. The universe is universing. I was watching that video from my house, bruh. I was watching you sit there for hours, happy that you thought I was getting evicted, and I let you do it, and I didn't correct you. I actually didn't correct you. I made a video and put it in my privates, of my unlisted. I put it there, and the video is me sitting in my house telling you how dumb you look, and I never even posted it. I just got it for just in case you say, nigga, you was evicted. So when they would say Kevin's at a what you say, he's at a extended stay, I was outside my balcony. It's just the wall a little dirty right there. So y'all like, he's at an extended stay. I was outside of my balcony looking at the lake, and I even showed the lake. My intention wasn't to make you think I was nowhere. I just thought it was pretty that day and sit out there and did lives out there for a couple of days. Wasn't trying to convince you guys of nothing. But he saw that and was like, yeah, he's evicted. I'm happy about that. Let me go make a video, y'all. See, that's what happens to people. I knew him 6 years ago. I ain't saw this man in 6 years. I wish I could get close enough to smell his nuts again, but I ain't saw this man in 6 years, and I'm excited that he got evicted 6 years later. I'm going to act like it has something to do with something that I knew about 6 years ago, something that I lied about 6 years ago. Make your videos, but I know what you're not making videos about. The indigenous tribes of the Americas. you tried to circle back that I've mentioned it, but you made a live talking about me talking about the indigenous tribes. You want the world to not listen to me talk about the indigenous tribes. You said that I got up with Dane Calloway and Aboriginal power. Boy, I was fucking with you. I got my own mission. I just want you to see, and I mean, I was fucking with you, don't get me wrong. But if you keep fucking with me, bro, I'm going to show you how easy it is to do what you keep promising you're going to do. Because I'm going to tell you something. You might think that's your dream and goal, but it's not. It's not yours. People have already made that content, bro. It's a fact. And when the universe gives you something, it ain't for you. If you don't act on it, the universe will give it to somebody else. And lately, I've been feeling this real strong calling to talking about the indigenous tribes of the Americas and creating a documentary around it. I've just been feeling that. I feel like the universe is just dropping downloads in me on the subject. Yeah, Chatty. The universe been dropping a lot of downloads in my soul, telling me to enlighten the world to the indigenous tribes and stuff, you know? You feel me? Because he certainly ain't doing it. He leaving the people hanging. He talking to him about me. I think your channel wants to know about the indigenous tribes, not me. Kevin's homeless, everybody. Okay, but what about those indigenous tribes, man? You gonna get to that? No. Yeah, downloads. Let's be real, y'all. Cali couldn't do what I'm doing right now if his life depended on it. But he want to point fingers and laugh. He ain't got up out that apartment that I knew him in. I'm the only one. He still acts like I'm living like I was living when he met me, right? He lived with another man. He didn't have his own place. Talking about 7 years ago when I worked for somebody. You still in the same place you actually were in 7 years ago. And you're never gonna get it. He's never gonna get it. See, I might die trying to complete my mission. I might die trying to complete my mission. Many people do. He don't even know what his mission is. Because that indigenous stuff, it ain't his either. See, when Callie met me, I was talking about religion. So now he wanted to talk about religion because I was. All that happened is he met somebody who put him on game to indigenous information. And now he walking around with a funny hat. Got an Indian, got a commercialized cartoon Indian wrapped around his headband looking like Tatanka. Ties his head up, calling himself a chief. I don't call myself a chief. I'm just Kevin. He has to put chief in front of his name, or his nickname. He ain't even his real name. Why ain't his name Chief Littlefoot, Chief Big Mouth? Because that's how Native people would name themselves. They name themselves based off things on themselves or nature, right? Just a fact. So now the guy who got made privy to indigenous information has now downloaded the whole swag and walks around with a shirt on his head, tied around his head to emulate feathers. And the image on it is something that some other dude made, something that a company made. It's the Indians' face logo, right? A baseball team's logo that he took and put on a headband, ties it around his head, but say, I wear funny hats, when he's out here literally trying to look like an Indian in Columbus time. Like you really got your head wrapped up, tied up with an Indian on it, talking about tribe. Funny hats. He calls kufis funny hats. Half the world wears them. But when I put it on, it's a funny hat. Half the world wear these too. But when I put it on, I look like a king. What are they saying, family? You can pull up many men wearing these hats. Do they all look like kings? I got one on now. Okay, King. Okay, King Mika. Why you out here trying to be a king? Why you out here dressed like a king? Why you out there with them expensive clothes on, dressed like a king, man? What's expensive? What's expensive? When you look expensive, you ain't gotta spend all your money. When you know how to put it on. I just got style. I always have. I got style to give around. I got enough style to give everybody 5 cards worth. We could play Uno with my style. I can hand everybody 5 apiece and still have a whole deck right here. That's how much style I got. I told you I've been fresh as sushi since I was a young fish. Oh man. People have always said, man, you should model, you know how to dress. I go to City Trends, whatever, come out looking like a G. Nobody ever knew that I spent money where everybody else did. I ain't never been special when it comes to that. I wouldn't do it. I love my money too much. I don't think I've ever bought anything designer in my entire life. For me, never. I've never bought anything designer in my entire life. Yeah, he my copycat. Yeah, he tie that shit around his head with an Indian on it, but then go around talking about somebody else's hats. What you're wearing ain't even a hat. You look like Rambo. What are you talking about? Indians didn't wear that, bro. You look stupid. And you didn't make it up. That's the funny hat right there. You Rambo out here. Karate Kid. Karate Kid had that same damn headband on. It just had the sun right here. You just got a fucking Indian baseball team logo on your head, trying to act like it really represent the indigenous people. That boy, that's so disrespectful. I perform at City Trends on Sunday mornings in the parking lot, though. See, I ain't mad at you. Oh, I'm about to get out of here. I'm getting sleepy now. Anyway, Ringo, let me know what you're thinking, bro. I'll get with you. Obviously, that means I'll watch the live. It don't mean I'll actually get with you personally, okay? We know we don't want that to be seen like that because they putting you through hell behind just being my friend, right? That's why you gotta stay on deal with neither one of them motherfuckers. I get it, bro. They can be hell, can't they? They can be vicious, can't they? Save yourself. Be my enemy. Save yourself because they'll love you if you do that. You go live talking shit about me, they'll flood your comments. They'll even tip you. Go in there and try to say one positive thing and watch what happens. You'll see why nobody else that cover me really have anything positive to say. Well, you know, the haters. Chatty, I was telling Amber, man, that y'all welcome to come out here and visit, man. So just know the offer's on the table. I ain't gonna walk off and leave you and, you know, uh, put you in no bad place. I'll make sure you straight. Anyway, y'all, get the book that drops so you guys can get all of the tips on exiting the country if it's something that you were to do. It's only gonna be $10. It'll be an ebook. Make sure you get that, critique that, but support the movement, family. Okay, this is a whole lot bigger than myself. So if something happens to me here, I'm sure that might be a lesson learned. I don't want people to look at it and be like, well, Kevin tried it and it didn't work. So many other people have tried it and it did work. Okay, and I'm talking to them. I got people who've been here 20 years. So I know y'all want me to look at it like, Kevin, you're in a dangerous place and something bad is going to come to you, potentially, potentially. But I've met with people who's been here for 20 years, family, who moved here from America just like I did. Okay? But anyway, that's funny. Kevin, go grab the camera for the Lamar edit so that troll will shut the. I don't know what that means. But to him, they can't stop talking about me no matter what to save his life. You don't come close. And you look stupid. You embarrassing yourself. And I don't care if you stop or not. I mean, I don't care. I honestly don't care if you stop or not. I don't care. Take all the time that you want doing that. But like I said, if you take too long, I'll go create it. I'll create that documentary on my big page, and I'll let more people know in one video than you have let know the entire time that you have been trying to say you was indigenous. Okay? I'll let more people know in one video than you have let know because you haven't made your documentary. You're just talking about it. You haven't wrote your book. Well, that because you're dumb, but and that's why you even think people who use ChatGPT to help them write a book is dumb. You're an idiot, bro. So someone can create a powerful software like ChatGPT that can help you quantify your thoughts, build your chapters to write you a book, right? Based on your own knowledge. You can talk to it. It'll help you. Where people don't know how to write a book, but they have a world of information. ChatGPT does know how to write a book. So you think something's wrong with using it, right? So you can't write a book on your own, and you're criticizing people who also can't write a book on their own, so they're using a source that helps them. You think that's funny? Ha ha ha. They're writing books because they got a source that helps them. But they be like, I don't shit on nothing positive. You shitting on black people writing books, not reading them, writing them. You shitting on black people becoming authors. You're trying to disqualify them because you're saying they got help from an app. Boy, you know I don't need help from no app. You've been around me. You know how my mind work. Oh, they writing books using ChatGPT. Let me show you how easy. Boy, you using ChatGPT like a dummy. So what you use ChatGPT for is to create narratives about me. Who's gonna see it? So in your free time, you sitting down talking to ChatGPT about a life coach. That's what you're using that thing for, and you think that the joke's on me? Callie, let me tell you something, bro. When you die, that's when the joke is gonna be told. Because if you don't get on your mission, bro, you're gonna realize, well, just fuck it. You'll get it one day. I tell you this right here. In the end, bro, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It doesn't have anything to do with what you say on a YouTube video. You can't make your life better or make mine worse by what you say on a YouTube video. You can't make yourself better than me. You can't make me a horrible person. You can only make yourself a horrible person. So while you up there talking about my family, talking about me on a nightly basis, what I'll be doing is living it up with my family, making memories, making dreams, creating alliances, and building. That's what I'll be doing, like what men do. And I won't be discussing you. You're on your own. You're on your own, bro. Okay? And so is the lady who Ringo was following up. She's on her own with that too. I can't do that. These people are just downright mean. And she's older too. And like I said, she reminds me of my own family. She looks like my family. So I just really would. It sucks. It sucks how this all went down. But anywho, I love y'all. I'll get with y'all later, man. Make sure y'all check the book out, though. All right, family? Answer charity questions we need to know. Oh, hang on. Oh, who? Me? Let me see. Answer charity. What charity say? Sativa. Let me see. Nigga just concerned. Hang on. Is marijuana legal in Colombia? Asking for a friend with medical issues. Uh, well, it's like some states in America. You have to have a medical card. Um, and if you do have marijuana, you can only have, I think, up to like 2 grams. And I think it tells you how to grow it too. And I think you can grow up to 2 or 3 plants per person. But that's not to say that it's not available, though. Okay, um, it's still very much available, and they do have like the CBD shots and stuff around here too, with pretty good CBD in them too. So they still have those, and then they sell that now in flour too. So they have that too, and yeah, they definitely do got weed here. Some of those places actually will carry weed. It just be in the back. It'd be the same shit that you see in LA, like like the weed that say Gary Payton on it, Mike Tyson weed, stuff like that. They'll have that shit in the back place. It's just illegal. You know what I mean? But they do have it. That's all I'm saying. I hear you, Thomas. Mine getting gray, as you can see. But I answered you, Chatty, okay? You got that answer. That's funny, man. All right, I love y'all, man. Let me get to bed. Check y'all tomorrow. Peace. Turn this thing off.